Happy Pride! Hey girl, hey, my name's Trampagne Loves It, and today we are doing Pride eye makeup. And the best thing about Pride is it's kind of an annual thing, so you can use this makeup again and again and again. I'm only going to be doing my eyes today because I'm rocking the man look today. But let's get to it. So I need to remove my boy brows, so I'm going to get some Elmer's washable purple disappearing glue, and I'm just going to very, very generously smear it all over my eyebrows so they are gone. Okay, so the glue takes a little while to dry, so while it's drying I'm going to give you a little anecdote, yes, I want to tell you a story. I think my first Pride event was 2010, and I went as a female, not as drag, because, very long story short, that's for another video. I was living as a woman because I was transitioning, so my first ever Pride back in 2010 was in London, and I was all woman. And I remember it was the first time going out presenting as a female where I felt safe and I weren't riddled with anxiety or fear or judgment. It was such a lovely place. And I've never been to an event where I felt so much acceptance and love, and I think that's what Pride is all about. Yes, it's about having a good time with your mates, feeling free and having a good old drink. However, at its core, it is a place where people like myself, where people like you can be safe, can be free, can feel accepted and not be ridiculed or judged. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we have Pride events is because there's so many places around the world and so many cultures that still frown upon the LGBT+ community. In many places, homosexuality is still illegal, and in some places it is even punishable by death. Could you imagine that? Pretend you're not even part of the LGBTQ+ community, and you might not be. Could you imagine being prosecuted and being killed just for being who you are? We ain't murderers, we ain't rapists, we ain't paedophiles, we ain't thieves, we ain't criminals, we just love. But apparently, love is punishable these days. These eyebrows are pretty much dry, so I'm going to put on another layer. The thing that rubs me the wrong way when it comes to Pride events is a lot of people say, should straight people be allowed to come to such events? And I say, hell yeah. The more allies we have, the better. That's the whole point. I mean, if the whole gay pride was just for gay people, and our voice and shouting out that we deserve to be accepted, we need people to be there to listen to our message. And as long as the straight allies are there and they understand why they are there and the history of Pride and why it's such a vital event, then I say yeah, the more the merrier. However, if you're only going for a street party and you don't even care, people like you are the ones that I have the issue with. I've been to Pride events where on the big main stage there's all these acts, there's all this music, there's all this comedy. It's absolutely been fabulous. And then once in a while they will show some footage of the reason why Pride is such an important thing. And when these messages come on, I hear a load of drunken girls behind me being like, ah, shut up, put the music back on. Or, what does LGBT even stand for? Bitch, go on. So yeah, at Pride, everyone is welcome. But know why you're there. Anyway, I'm going to lick this a little bit. Do my eyebrows again. The moisture is going to just help set it, and hopefully this is going to be my last layer. Once the glue on your eyebrow has dried, you can use some setting powder. I'm using Technique setting powder, and you can just smash it against the brow. This is going to dry up the glue and also take any more texture away that your eyebrows may still be creating. Because let's be fair, they can be quite resistant little buggers. Then you can wipe all that away. And then you are ready to build on it. And so to build on them, I am going to be using the X Factor pan stick. If you are a returning viewer, you know that I swear by this. And I am just going to apply it over my eyebrows. And then I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to brush that in. One of the amazing things I found out about Pride season is when I was younger especially, I had a lot of closeted friends who were so fearful of judgment and so fearful of ridicule that they refused to come out, and then they would go in secret to one of the Pride events all across the country, and they'll see so much love, so many members of their own community, so much support, so much acceptance, that these kind of events have actually made them feel brave enough to come out. And anything that is will help someone sing their own truth is a winner in my eyes. Once you put quite a decent amount on there, you can set that again. And I'm going to sit and let that dry for a moment before I put on another layer of foundation. I didn't come out because of Pride. I came out in 2007, so that would be 3 years before I actually attended my first Pride event. And my coming out story is quite an easy one, thank goodness for that. I come from a single parent household, so it was only my mother. And she was off out of the house for a month. And so I thought this would be the perfect time to come out, because worst case scenario, if she kicks off, if she kicks me out, I have at least a month to get my bearings, sort out my shit before she was to come home. So on my 16th birthday, I went to where my mother was, and I sat her down and I looked her right in the eye. And I said, "Mum, I have something to tell you." And she cut me off and went, "You're gay, I know." And she just said it as simple and as deadpan as that. And although I was actually going to see her to tell her this, the fact that she kind of like took that away from me and just like sped it up straight away, I kind of freaked out, so I kind of backpedaled a little bit, and I was like, actually I am bisexual. So it was kind of like a bi now, gay later situation. However, I only kept the pretense that I was bisexual for about a week before I finally was like, yeah, I'm totally gay. And my mum was so cool with it. She had other sons to do the heterosexual lifestyle, so me being like me, she didn't actually have a problem at all. Plus, I came out of the womb with jazz hands, so it was like the worst kept secret ever within our family. And yeah, like I said, my mum was absolutely totally fine with the whole thing. The only one concern that she had is because of everybody else. She knew that not everyone, especially we grew up in London, and it was like quite a rough part of London, so she was worried about how other people were going to receive me. and she knew that life was going to be a bit of a struggle from now on. And to be fair, she was right, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm now going to get some Estee Lauder Double Coverage Foundation. And I'm just going to go, actually, first of all, I'm going to wipe the setting powder off. I'm a bit of an eager beaver, me. No, mate, I can't. And then I'm going to get the foundation. Pop some on my hand. Oh my god, that's well running. And then I'm going to apply the foundation over the eyebrows as well. I'm going to do all up my forehead. God, people are trying to contact me. Hello, guys. Hi, I'm in the middle of filming, guys. Would you guys be able to phone back and we could do this in about half hour? Yeah, I'm just, literally, I've got my whole setup going here. Okay, half hour, guys, both of you, yeah? Okay, see you in a minute, guys. Love you both, bye. Oh, that was my family, I just mentioned that. So yeah, I have two brothers, a younger one and an older one. I don't want to slander anyone. However, my older brother, he's like a typical like Cockney geezer. So it took him a long time, a really long time, to accept me and to come to terms with the fact that I weren't going to carry on his lineage, because he's like a businessman at heart and he kind of wanted me to be like their heir to whatever empire he built. And I wasn't into that, so he wasn't into me. However, he finally came around to it. And my younger brother, he is like quite a predominant figure in the underground grime scene. So I was a bit worried about him as well. However, he doesn't really get it, but he doesn't question it and he accepts it, and he's not really embarrassed by it either. So I had a really successful coming out story, really. But I know loads of people don't, and these are why Pride events are so important. Okay, with the foundation on, I'm going to set it one more time. Like my mother, she had osteoporosis and CBD. CB, the thing where you can't breathe very much, she's got that. So mobility is like extremely hard for her. However, she's marched in parades supporting her gay son. She has done it all. She is one of my biggest fans. I've performed at quite a few Pride events in drag and she's been there to support me. She's got the loudest gob going so I can hear her over the music on the stage. But I know not a lot of people have that, so I'm really thankful for it. I also want to say a quick apology to all the bisexuals out there, because I kind of watered down your validity by adding to the stereotype that bisexual was nothing but a stigma and that people only use it as a stepping stone to come out fully. I did that. I apologise for that. I know that that is not the tea when it comes to bisexuality, so please forgive me. So with my eyebrows partially covered, we can actually move on to the eye makeup now. So first I'm going to do my eyebrows. Remember, I'm going drag, so I'm going quite big with this, so don't get too scared. So I'm just going to get a dark foundation and I'm going to use this for my eyebrows. I'm going to put it onto a thin brush for extra precision and care. Come on, eyebrow, work! So I've been to multiple Pride events nationwide. Like I said, my first Pride event was London in 2010. But since then, obviously I've done London many a times. I've done Brighton, I've done Southampton, and when I moved to Portsmouth, I done and performed at Portsmouth Pride. And a lot of people say, what is your favourite Pride? Which one's the best Pride? Which would you recommend? And it's like choosing your favourite wig. It's really hard to decide, and they all do different things depending on what you're looking for. However, obviously there is no such thing as a bad Pride, because the message of love and acceptance is one that we could all use. Brighton Pride is massive, and it takes over the whole entire city, which I think is absolutely awesome. London Pride, obviously, because that's my hometown, I have a certain affinity towards it. However, when I moved down to Portsmouth and did my first Portsmouth Pride back in 2016, I think they had only been doing Pride events for like a year or two, so it's all so fresh. So watching the growth, and it is growing quick, watching the growth of Portsmouth Pride is so fun to watch. Every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm just so proud to be part of it. With the creams of my eyebrows done, I'm just going to go in with brown eyeshadow, and I'm just going to darken it up, and the eyeshadow is also going to act like a setting powder, so it's going to set the cream. Another thing I really appreciate about Pride events is the talent it showcases. There's such a wonderful variety of queer performers out there. I've seen some fantastic acts, and it's so good that at Pride events they all kind of come together, and it's just a showcase of such a variety of talent, and it really makes me proud to be a part of it. With my eyebrows pretty much done, I'm going to go in with a white face cream, and I'm going to work my way down below my eyebrow, because if I can get my skin as light as possible, the colours that I will put on will pop even more. So this is the little gadget I use for that. This isn't the neatest I've ever been, but the mirror is quite far away from me, and I can't do it how I usually do because then it covers up the camera. It's quite true. I don't know how beauty bloggers do it. I'm going to ask someone one day. I wonder what beauty blogger to ask. Probably not James Charles. I think I might be too gay for him. Okay, when the white's done, I can go on and set that. Once again, it's just to dry it out so we can build upon it. Okay, and now it's time to finally play with colour. Let's do our bloody eyes. Spending all time rambling on about Pride. I can't help it, I'm proud. For our colours today, we are going to be using the Morphe Colourburst palette, and obviously we are going to be doing the Pride colours, so that is red, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple. So first and foremost, I'm going to dip into this gorgeous red. And I'm just going to start right at the corner of the beginning of my eyebrow. Once your red's on, you can go on to your orange. After the orange, you can go on to the yellow. And then we're going to go on to the green. And then blue. And then last but not least, the purple. Once you're happy with your colours, I'm going to go in and I'm going to just blend them all out, hopefully. Once all of those colours are on, you can go back in with the face cream and you can start creating your new lids for the cut crease. And then I'm going to go in with the black and I'm just going to go just over the new lids that we made. Very precisely. And that's just going to add to the cut crease. Then I'm going to blend that bit out so it's not so harsh. And then with the black again, I'm just going to darken the outside of my eyes and bring it all together. And then I'm going to get an eyeliner. I'm using Technique Chunky Liner. And I'm just going to create my eyeliner. Oh, I'm smudging this everywhere. Ah. And then I'm going to set that liner with the black, just so it dries up and deepens the eyeliner. Okay, I'm just going to go clean all of that up and then I'm going to put my lashes on. When it comes to eyelashes, because this is drag, I have stacked 4 pairs of eyelashes together and I'm going to stick it to my eye. Oh, look how clean that was. Oh, there's always one that works better than the other. But there you have it. Ignoring this little dodgy lash, that is your Pride eyes done. And for all of you that are going to a Pride event this season, remember, share the love and wear a condom. But for real, do you plan to be going to any Prides this year? If so, I want to know which Prides you have been to, which Prides you are going to, and which Prides you want to go to in the future. Pride, pride, pride. Just because I felt I hadn't said it enough. My name's Champagne Loves It, and love happens here. Happy Pride! What a waste of shit.